Hi, everyone, this is Aryan, and this is the second episode of Raw and Real Web Design, where we're going to be helping folk.app. So this is another brand that I came across recently, and we're going to be building a better landing page. Like I really like their whole identity that is set. This is very, very unique, very. It just stands out so much compared to all the other brands that are around this. So if you don't know, this is actually a CRM software. Just like you have HubSpot, and there are many other else. Actually, they have. Yeah, so you have HubSpot, you have Pipedrive, Airtable, Monday. So it's basically their competitor, and I think they definitely have one of the most unique landings out there. Like this is very sleek. It gives you that what do you call editorial style feeling, and I think it's done really really well. But there's still a lot of issues around this whole landing page that we're going to fix. But before I get into the video, I need to promote myself. So I run a B2B web design agency, which is called Takeover Labs. So if your brand needs a better website, a better product, then feel free to reach us out. We do designs, we do framework development, and we also offer jitter animations. And these are some of the projects that you can take a look. I'm not going to take a lot of time here. We also make framework templates. A lot of them just went live, my YouTube channel, and some of our more work. So yes, if you like our work, then feel free to reach out, book a call. And now let's get back to the videos. So first, let's understand what the brand is. Some of it I've already told you. It's a CRM that works for your team. I honestly don't like the headline that they're going with. It's just too vague. I mean, I think it just sounds like any other software that's there, right? CRM that works for your team. I mean, every CRM works, right? So I think we will have to be very specific. But yeah, then if I have to explain how the software works, this is how it works, right? Folk CRM captures multi-channel data to automate your work. So all of your social apps, WhatsApp, AI, email and calendars, API, data enrichment goes through Folk, and then you can have different, I mean, sort of agents. Like it automatically does the work for you. So this is basically, if you don't understand the brand, just look at this and you'll have a very good idea on how everything works. So if we take a look at the landing page structure, they have a hero section with this. Actually, this isn't the real dashboard. I'm not sure why they're not showing like a real dashboard. So if I show you, I think I'll have to wait. So yeah, this is one of the recent videos which I was looking at, and this is how their dashboard looks like. And they're not exactly showing the real product, because see, even if you take a look, right? If you take a look at this, if you're someone who's obviously in this industry, right? It doesn't feel very real, even in terms of user experience wise, right? Like it's just not looking like a real product. Even if you take a look at, they're using like these names like Walt Disney, then the guy who founded Lego, I guess that's his name. So yeah, I think a lot of this is just, and even the gap here, right? So it just feels like the identity is good, but it just feels like it's 90% there. A lot of work needs to be done to make it consistent. And so then as you scroll down, you see, I think, yeah, this is a very good section that they have built. It's very easy to understand the product this way, but the thing is, a lot of things are happening at the same time. So one of the major feedback for this brand would be to add some animation, because they've already done such a great branding, right? And I think making this a lot more, adding some motion to it will just make it a lot easier for people to understand. And people also perceive things which are very well done to be a very higher quality. I think they're 90% there, but you just need to polish that 10% to just make the brand stand out a lot more in terms of visuals. I'm not talking about UX, because I think that can also be improved a lot. So yeah, this is the second section I really like this. Let's move forward. Then they have, okay, so now this is something which I just noticed, and I don't think this is getting like a lot of attention because it's just looking like featureless this way. But I do like they have this this navigation, right? But it's not very visible. If I give you an example, this is one of our recent projects that we did, where we kind of did the similar thing, but in a more, yeah, as you can see, right now this feels like a proper system, like a proper process, right? As you scroll down, this changes in real time. I'm not saying to make it in this exact way, but it needs to be visible. Right now, it's just blending in between. Like I didn't even notice till till I'm recording this, right? So I've gone to their website 2-3 times, but this is something I totally missed. Like it needs more attention. I think that's the right keyword. But yeah, so they have this Chrome extension also, which is capture contacts fast as lightning. Okay, it's fine. No, I don't think this is the best headline. So let's see what their extension is. So this is where it takes you. But if you take a look, they actually have a live extension set. I think this is the page they should take them. And the reason for that is, like, a lot of chances are people will click on this because they just want to see, oh, can I capture the lead right now if I just add this? So I think taking them directly to extension page will be a lot better, because then people are just one step away from installing it instead of them like filling this again. I think this just feels a bit too desperate just to get their info. So yeah, I think a better call to action here will be just to take them to this page, and if they install it, then they are somewhat in your ecosystem because they have something of your product installed on their browser, which is, I think, a lot more important than just trying to push them to fill this form, because people are always like, they're reluctant to filling forms. So yeah, this is like another thing that I noticed. So yeah, I think this is a good way just for someone to have part of your product installed on your system. And another visual thing that I've noticed is, I think the spacing between the heading and the description, it's like here it's fine, but if you take a look here, it just becomes too close. And yeah, same for like most of the headings, like the H2, right? That needs to be fixed. And then they have sales research. I mean, this is just pretty much the same layout. The main suggestion here is to make this a lot more visible, and then like optimize some spacing here and there, and just add motion to it. I think that's going to make a huge difference, to be honest. And then, okay, get the full story about every lead. That's good. For integrations. Yeah, this is also good. I like how they've created the illustrations, very consistent, but it needs motion for sure. Finally, a CRM connected to your stack. I don't like this headline at all. The reason for that is, I mean, every CRM's task is to connect to your stack, right? So it's not something like you have to add finally. Um, so yeah, that's what I think. Get a single source of truth with tens of integrations. Okay, source of truth with tens of integrations. I Does it make sense? Oh wait, get a single source of truth with tens of integrations. Okay, I'm not very sure about this. Yeah, shape the exact data model your business needs. This is good. I like this. Chat with your CRM on your favorite AI tools. That's fine. Build whatever. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I like how they have highlighted this. This is a perfect section, I would say. It's very nice. Your data is safe with us. Looks odd just from a visual standpoint. I think like there's a lot of gap here, and then this could have been just centerline and made like a lot more bigger. So yeah, then you have start your 14-day free trial. I think a lot of effort has been gone into like the hero section, like these feature sections. So they need something very solid for the final call to action. Um, yeah, and one big suggestion here is why can't they just use continue with Google here instead of them adding their personal email and then so this option can always come later once people have logged in. So for example, if you visit here, right? So ultimately, what this start for button should do, if they click on it, this should directly take them to the Google sign, just so they can get the they can get the potential audience information as quick as possible, right? Because what that uh, signals is, let's say if we have here get started, if they click on it, people would assume that that's directly taking them to the software, which is ideally what should be the first step, right? So yeah, if they can directly just sign in through Google, you still have their emails, right? You can always reach them out in case they don't move further. So yeah, this information can always come after the login is um, what my thinking is, which will perform a lot more better. So yeah, this is what I think for the whole landing page. They also have other pages. I'm not going to get into those because I think if they can just improve the landing page, it does like 80% of the work. Um, so yeah, that is what I think. And another suggestion that I have, but that may take some time to build, is if they can have some form of sandbox, so people can actually like see how their product works. By that, what I mean is, okay, actually, I'll show it to you. Yeah, so basically what happens is I'm going to be taking a screenshot of this. Wait, let me actually take. I'm still going to start by building something new, but I just have like this quick idea. So if I put this down here, we'll have a call to action. So I'm just going to create like an empty frame with. So what I'm thinking is they should actually just give some of the product for people to experience. So what basically happens is they visit here. Like if they click on the explore, then they can actually access like a sandbox version with like not the real information, obviously, but they can click through some of the options. So just so they can see that how familiar, like how smooth the whole product experience is without obviously giving away each and every section that you see. Maybe they only show the sales pipeline, and if they click on it, then maybe something happens like access our full product after logging in or something like that. I think that will be a lot better approach because right now, if you take a look at this, it just feels very kind of fictional, if that's the right keyword. And this doesn't even match their final screen, right? So I don't know if they haven't updated it yet, or maybe like previously the UI used to look like this. I'm not sure about that, but this definitely needs because see, I think they have really really nice UI. But if that's not being highlighted in the heel section, then yeah, I think if you even compare it with this, right, it just looks miles better. It also looks a lot real. So yeah, a huge missed opportunity, to be honest, right? And I think what they can actually do is just use the real UI across. I mean, obviously they can have this exact theme that they're following on top of it, like maybe some highlighters, um, like some text on top of it in this format. But I think they should honestly go with like the real UI, or at least this should feel like a real UI. I love the branding, but the thing is, it needs to, uh, it needs to feel uh, if not exactly the same, very close to how the real product is. Like for this, I think this is fine. Like this is looking great because this is just for explanatory purposes. This should feel like they're accessing the real product, right? Um, so yeah, this is like what my surface level, I won't say surface level, but my first impressions are on the whole page and how it can be improved. Okay, so now I think it's time to actually start building it. I'm going to be building like somewhat like a draft version. Obviously, if I start building each and every illustration, it's going to take like forever. I don't think this even needs any rework, like this illustration. It's just like the layout and the way that information is being shown. It needs to be improved, right? Mainly the structure. So we're only going to be working on the structure of this. So whatever I do, don't take it like this is the final thing. So yeah, let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating a new frame now. Let's create a new frame. First, let's see what we need and what we don't need. Okay, so this structure is definitely something we need. We'll have the similar layout. I don't think layout or anything is any issue. We just need to show this a lot better. I think it's already looking a lot good, right? We just need a better like call to action with proper coloring. This section is perfect. I don't see any issues with this. Maybe we need to improve the headline. This is also good. I like this. Okay, this section will have most changes in terms of layout on how things are presented for sure. And this is fine. Maybe we'll do something with the copy here. This is perfect. I don't think we need to touch this. This needs some, yeah, this definitely needs um, more presence, because I think these three things are very important for someone who's literally giving you out their whole pipeline and audience, right? Adding all that data. So this also needs a good presence. And final call to action needs, I think what they can do is just take this image at the bottom, if because I like this. Um, but yeah, it's just, I think it still works, to be honest, but it shouldn't be like the first thing that people see, because it feels very unrealistic in a way that this isn't like how like a proper software will look like. Because if we take a look at HubSpot, right, all the other competitors, because that's where the audience is going to come from if they're targeting those people, right? So let's take a look at HubSpot quickly. So I think HubSpot is the one, and then I'm just going to close mine. Then we have Airtable, Monday, Pipedrive. Let's look at Airtable. Then we have Monday. Then we have Pipedrive. Okay, so as you can see here, this they just want to, they're not showing the whole tech side of things. They're showing people. That's a different approach also. That's fine. Really sorry. Now let's take a look at Airtable. Yeah, so see, this feels like a real software, right? I mean, this, even though there's also feel real, but the thing is they're not showing the real screens. So yeah, that's there. So see how good this looks, right? It's not even about look at. It feels like okay, something is definitely happening, right? That motion just adds so much to it that just like regular static images cannot, because there's um so many small things that matter, right? Like as you can see, they have this sorting tabs, right? The tabs at the top and the buttons are changing. There are different states for different options, right? Different rows. So all that can only be properly shown when you have certain animations across your product, right? So that's very important. Hmm. Yeah, so this is exactly like how it should feel. The structure should be in a way. Let's take a look at Monday. I haven't looked. Yeah, I think this is one of the weakest, but I'm not sure if how big the software is. I have heard a lot about Pipedrive, but yeah, I think this is probably very established one. They also have like this interactive demo. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. We can do. We're not going to blur the information like on the hero section, but it'll be like experience folk. That's what we can do. Other than that, it's pretty basic. Oh, okay. So single platform. So this is following that feature. Like, oh, we have all the features. Let's just get us because of all this. So yeah, very interactive. I think this is another way, another positioning, but I don't think that's what folk is doing. So I'm not even going to get into that. Maybe this is a section that can be added, but it's not going to be at the top, because then I think it feels more that, oh, we're just trying to get them like just showing the feature list and just getting, oh, we have all this, come to us. It feels like that. So that brand aspect also needs to be there, because all of this, the brand, this brand doesn't have a soul. I think that's what it feels like. It's very established, it's very big. People are going to just take a look at these logos and going to purchase it anyway. Same for the Pipedrive. I think this is not very good branding. I think HubSpot has a decent one. Airtable I think has the best one, right? It feels like a overall system. But yeah, so that's what like we need to for folk. Let's see how we can do it. So I'm just going to hop into Figma now, and let's see how we can form a better structure, because that's the goal of this whole video. Branding aspect is something I think they're quite good at. Okay, so what we can do is we can follow like the same. Yeah, I'm going to be using the same image for the hero section. Oops, it's not appearing for some reason. Let's take this. Okay, this is the one with that image. Maybe not. Get rid of all this. Let's actually add this later. I don't want to get into these things. We're just going to be using the fonts that they're going with. Wait, what font is this? Let's just type anything. I think this is the font that they're going with. So first, let's understand how the structure should be. I'm going to be getting into Claude, and then we're going to be, yeah, so I think I've already have this link to the project. I'm going to be giving like the full landing page. So let's go to folk back again, and let's take a full image of this. Okay, everything is loading. I'm just going to be giving this. Okay, so now I need to add some context to it. So this is the brand website that I have. I want to build a better landing page. What I think is the copy needs improvement right now. A lot of it is vague, and I think it needs to come out a lot better. What else do we need to give? This is fine. Okay, so we have first, second, okay, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, seventh, yeah. So third to seventh section is mainly what needs a lot of work. Not a lot of work, but it's just, I mean, just needs a better layout. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how others are doing it. So if we take a look at HubSpot, we go to market teams, go to close, retain, grow. That's good. All your teams, all their workflows connected in one workspace. A single platform for managing all your work. Okay, first let's make Claude understand the business model. So I basically want you to understand the whole product very properly. This is their landing page link. Let's also give this, like, give the link so it understands it well, because I want to give it proper context before I actually get into conversating on the copy, right? And I will also, I'll go here and I'm going to also give this screenshot to it just so it can understand what the competitors are. Actually, I want to give it a high quality one. Oops, I forgot to. It's fine. I'm gonna give this all. Let's add this context also. And the second image that I'm sharing with you is basically like the competitors that are there. So we mainly have to stand out in comparison to that, because I think we're not doing that right now. So based on that, I want you to do a full analysis and come back with some suggestions that we can go with. Actually, not the suggestions. I want a better copy, right? In terms of copy, because structure is something that I'll take care of. Okay, let's see what it spits out. I hope I have turned on extend. Oh, I didn't, but it's fine. I think Sonnet should be able to handle it. So as you can see now, it's fetching everything. It's also looking at the comparison with HubSpot and all the other issues that are, all the other comparisons that are there, right? The CRM that works for your team, exact kind of line that yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to mention. It feels like every other one uses it, because CRM obviously works for us, right? So it's not really adding any value. This can be like a description line, but as a heading, it doesn't, like, yeah. Capture the full context of relationship in one beautifully built CRM. It's pleasant, but it describes the category, not the product. Again, the same for the description. It's good. Like, I mean, it does give you some idea that it, but I think that's what every other do, right? So I think we can mention something a lot better. But for we have four actually is a real story for extension. Yeah, so extension is strong, but I don't think it's being highlighted a lot well. If I'm showing extension, I would ideally just take them to the extension page, right? So I'll definitely add like a Google Chrome icon here, so people can notice a pattern. Oh, this is something different. This is something external. Because here, as you can see, this call to action is also not very, like, they're not standing out. I think mainly it's because of the layout. But let's see what else we can do. Relationship context over deal tracking. Fork tracks the person, not just the transaction. HubSpot comparison page actually explains well, but homepage never says it. Great. That some of the thing, we're not going to write up a homepage all talking about a certain competitor. We just have to add it in a very subtle way, right? Like if I'm talking about this feature, right, I'm not going to be saying, oh, HubSpot doesn't do this. That's a page that comes in footer. That's something totally different. So comparison, direct comparison, we're not going to make, but we're just going to say it like passively in a way, right? AI system that works passively, follow up, recap without recording. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so currently we have the CRM that works for your team, but the option that we have, CRM that works while you sleep. I mean, not the best. Stop updating your CRM, let it update itself. Your CRM should know who to follow up with. Only CRM built around relationships, not deals. Connects to where your relationship actually live, then runs the busy work in the background. Yeah, I like this actually. I think option 2 is really nice for the description. I'm not very sure about the headlines, but for now, let's go with. But see, this, I don't think this goes well with what, like, the whole feel of the whole brand, right? Um, let's actually go with the, at least for the description, we are somewhat there. So whenever I'm doing like the copy generation, right, it's not that we just pick up the first line. There's actually like a lot of tokens spent, when it comes to even writing. So I think the copy shouldn't always be one shot unless you magically come up with something really nice, but you need to give it like more context, right? So then we have a heading, like how do we go with this one? Actually, it's fine for now. I'm just going to look at the other one. Actually, let's just stick to hero second. I don't want to, like, I want to do like each section very properly. That's what I want to say. Okay, so we have this very nice image that we can use. We'll have a headline, then we'll have a description, which will be around 16 pixels as standard in design. Make it something like this. Okay, so after this, we'll obviously need a call to action. Yeah, let's actually get this. So yeah, now this feels better. All the coloring and everything I'm gonna get into later. We'll definitely have a call to action, and I think they're using all-rounded buttons. Is that the flow? I actually forgot. Need to open the website again. Yeah, they're using all-rounded buttons. So this can be, I don't know, get started. Let's make it black. Let's make it white. And as you can see, the spacing looks odd. So I'm going to reduce the padding at the, or maybe I can just reduce the line height. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, I think this helps. And obviously I'm going to change it to 999. Let's make it somewhat like this. Yeah. So I think the, one call to action is good, because anyways, on top of the screenshot, we're going to be adding something like experience, something around experience. I don't know. All right, let's make it so it feels nice. Just going to add some rounded corners. Let's add a stroke. I think adding stroke just makes it stand out because right now it's kind of fading if you take a look. Like see, it's fading, right? So let's make it something like this. And I don't think we need to add something in between this. Okay, so I think this looks nice. Let's get back to. Okay, let's do something like this. Only CRM built around relationships, not deals. Still, I'm not super sure if like how this is coming out. I mean, just the heading. I think this is still a lot better. Let's make this, yeah. And I think like you should always be testing different headlines, like how things go, instead of just locking into one. So I think this can be one of the variation that they can test. Okay, I think this is fine. Then we need to show. I'm actually opening their website on my other tab, so you won't really see it. We'll slightly reduce the opacity so there is some hierarchy overall, and then we simply just fix up small spacing issues. Okay. All right, I think this is fine for the hero section. Obviously, the navigation, I'm just going to copy it from here. I'm not building each and everything as it will take forever to do if I do it. Okay, we can slightly make it around like this, right? Okay. I think a call to action to get started, there can be something better. I'm just going to add like this arrow for now, but it can be something more actionable. But anyways, we're going to be having something here. So what can we do? I think let's try adding that blur effect that was there. I'm going to be making this into well, actually, yeah, the better thing is I add it like this in a frame, and then we can just add like a background blur. So let's go for this. Set the opacity to maybe 1. And yeah, so this like basically blurs the background, but I don't want it to be like super blurred. Like it should feel like, yeah, there is something instead of, just like making it too, obviously like her image will get removed. This is just like a screenshot. And then we can have like a very nice call to action here. Experience folk. And F needs to be smaller, right? Yeah, because that's the brand. So this can be one thing that they can do. But I think, yeah, this is, yeah, we need to keep it simple. Like this. We can maybe add a shadow. Let's see how this is going to look if we make it white. I'm just going to duplicate it on top of it. Let's go for white. Let's make it, oops, the text inside can be fully black. Yes, I think this will look better. And the reason for that is like the black call to action is already there. So we can just have like a separate button. Again, visually it can be refined a lot, but the thing is it's going to take forever if I do it. So this is just like a demo, right? So this is one way, and another way that we can do is we can have 2 buttons here, but I don't want to do that because I don't like it, just looks too much at the same time. So we can just remove this, but that's another option which can be done. Okay, it just duplicates it. All right, I think this is looking quite decent. Another option that can be done is we can add some company logos at the bottom, but again, that will I think add too much at the same time. So I think this should be good enough. We can slightly reduce it so we have it somewhat cut. I think that also saves space, but it does like the same thing. We don't need to show each and like every pixel on the app. Okay, so once this is done, let's get into, yeah, we can. I don't think they're showing other brands that use the product, so we can just go with this. What I'll do is I will copy this and I'm gonna keep it here. I think they should show companies. There's definitely people using it, right? So that's a better approach. They can actually add logos here, and they can take this particular one with your data is safe section. Like they can frame it in a different way, but yeah, I think that is like where it will also look decent. So we have this, then we have the second section, right? Yeah, I think this looks good. I'm actually going to be adding this in a single frame, so everything remains proper. Okay, so I do like this. I'm going to be retaining this. The only thing that needs to be updated is this needs to add like have some animation to it. Um, Capture multi-channel data to automate. Capture and automate. Mate your multi-channel data. Yes, I think this. Hmm. All your channels. I think that also does like says the same thing but in lesser words. Capture and automate all your channels. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Short and sweet. We can additionally add a description, but there's a lot going on, so I don't think that's even required because this process itself says a lot. Then like we don't need to speak a lot in the heading, so that is fine. We can slightly fix the spacing. So yeah, I think this is good. Okay, now comes like a very important section. Okay, so what we can do here is what we need to think. All right, so I have a very nice idea on how we can make this better. I'm going to be following the same example that I showed you earlier of one of the clients that we work with. So if I show you, right, something like this will, I think, feel and it's just a lot to explain, right? Like you can say so many things in just like this one card instead of showing like a big illustration, right? So we can have a very good balance between the text and the description. So let's get into Framer again, but let me also open this. So actually what I'll do is I will take the screenshot and I will give it to um, Claude, and I'll also go into fork.crm. Okay, so I'm gonna say that for section uh 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, yeah. Okay. For section 3 to 7, I want you to use this format. So the image that I'm sharing with you is just a reference of the layout I'm considering. So based on this, write information. We'll need a very nice heading. We'll need a very short, quick description, and then we can add like 2, 3 pointers to show like a very good like USPs mainly for that particular feature. And then obviously, yeah, I think that should be enough. Oh god, okay, really messed up in the end, but yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna turn on extended thingy just to see if it can give me better results. Not very sure about that, so let's see what it gives us. No, I honestly don't like it. No, I think all the headings that you've given, right, they are very how do I say it? Let me think of the direction that we can give it. Let's see how Airtable does it. Yeah, I think that's sounding very casual, so we can just say casual. I want it to feel like a proper ecosystem, and it needs to also sound somewhat like an enterprise. I think the description and the bullet points are perfect. I just want this for the headline because that's what people are going to skim through, right? Let's wait for this. No, I think that's still messed up. Actually, let's think it ourselves also. So I'm going to go into Framer again. I really like what it has given, like the. Oh, actually, wait. This is the. Okay, okay, sorry. I was again reading this. So yeah, I think this is fine now. Lead capture across every channel you work in, perfect. Prospect capture without the manual work. This is also very nice. Every lead capture from where you. I think this is too long. So we can maybe go with this prospect capture, or maybe capture leads because I think lead prospect sounds more enterprisey. I think so. Maybe this can work. Enrichment slash research. Stop googling leads. Contact intelligence before ready before the first touch point. Complete contact data. No research required. Yeah, I think this is also good. Enrich profiles before you even reach out. The thing is, like, people will still need to think, right? So maybe this won't work too well since you would still think that you need to research, right? But this still sounds pretty good that it does everything for you, so you don't even need to. So I think this, yeah, let's go with this just to see how it comes out. Outreach. What's in the outreach? Personalized outreach deployed at scale. This is also nice. Outreach that feels personal. High volume outreach with no loss of content. No, I don't. I think this is the worst out of all. Personal outreach deployed at scale. Yeah, this is good. This feels like we're adding too many words at the same time, right? So it's fine. Let's look for integrations now. Your entire relationship is free, one source of truth, full relationship context in one place, consolidated. Maybe we don't need every interaction logged, nothing left. Every interaction logged. I think this sounds. Hmm, I think the second one is nice. I like the. We may need a mix of second full relationship context, um, stored in one place. Yeah, I think so. Consolidated. Your whole team sales sees the same deal. Pipeline visibility across your entire revenue team. One pipeline, full team alignment. Shared deal visibility from no. I think first is fine. We may need to slightly shorten it. Okay, so let's use these lines. What I'll do is I'll start building this also at the side now. So yeah, let's duplicate this like this. and we'll reduce the remove the auto layout. We'll still need like a headline for this whole thing, right? Hmm. We'll figure that thing. I'm just gonna write a heading for now because I want to make all those cards that are there. Let's also let's add this color. I think this will look really nice with the brand color. Then we'll need like a block on the right side. Like this is where like the illustrations will come in, the animation, right? And also this is a very common pattern that is used. So I don't think we always have to be like super innovative when it comes to layouting things. We just have to make it so it's very easy to for the end user to like absorb all the information, right? Like digest all the main information that is there. So then we'll have to get like a very smaller heading. Like this will be H3, so maybe something around 32. Yeah, I think that will work. We'll make this fill and let's make it smaller, something like this. Yeah, I think this works. So now let's see what heading we can use. Oh, wait, we'll also need checkboxes, right? So let me get phosphor icons and let it load. We're gonna go for check. Let's go for a bolder one. Oops, I cut it. Let's paste it here. We'll have to make it somewhere around 16, or let's actually make it like 2 pixels. 3 is too much. Okay, so let's add all the bullet points, right? The content inside I'm gonna check again. I just want to quickly fill this up. It's a bit tedious work. Okay. Balance between the information and the information and the animation or whatever image we're going to be adding here. So yeah, this is how like then the other cards will be done. Let's just increase the size here, and then we'll have the other card. So let's actually add the information there also. Or there is another way that it can be done. As you're scrolling, like these cards keep on changing. Like then it changed to the second card and then the third and the fourth card. That's also another way to do it. But it just hides the other information because then it becomes very scroll dependent. Like you'll have to scroll and then the next card changes to the other one, right? So I think it also hides the information. So it may not be like the most ideal thing to do. So we'll just stack everything on top of each other. 3, 4. Okay, this looks really promising now, I think. Okay, so now we can just add the imagery just like I've done the other ones. We're just gonna keep it like this since we don't have a lot of control. Maybe I can use ChatGPT to make it in a square format, but I'm not sure how it's gonna come out. So let's just keep it like this for now. I might do it in the end. Yeah, I think this is fine, right? So yeah, this is there. Now comes the next part, which is basically like the heading and the description. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be giving this to first I'm gonna give this to Claude and I'm gonna tell it to I'm also going to show you my Claude workflow. So yeah, I'm just going to add it here. So this is the section that we have. We want to format like a proper heading that isn't too long, but it explains, like it shows us like an infrastructure, um, and it goes well with our existing brand tone also. Let's see what it gives. But till then, we can see like we have 5 categories. So what I'll do is, wait, is it 5? Yeah, there's like 5 categories. Let's add these as auto layout and also make it like this. Then we'll add another one in between, which will basically be like the tabs which I'm working on right now. Let's add this as fill. We may need to use the same colors. For every stage of the deal, the complete CRM ecosystem from, yeah, I like this. I like the ecosystem, even though this is like a very simple line and I think it is used definitely a lot. But the thing is that it just explains everything very well. Like this is like a proper ecosystem. We don't have to like say everything in a way it's unique. Like this also makes it very easy to understand it's like a whole ecosystem than just like a software with a better feature, like just one to good feature. We have to show it like it's proper ecosystem. Okay, I think this is fine. And yes, I forgot to change these, so I'm also going to be updating the call to actions that are there. So let's start by the capture. I think this is good. The second one will be explore enrichment. I like the headings that they have. Explore one click enrichment. They just sound more actionable. So let's just stick to this. Perfect. So now we have basically everything. Just take a look how much space that we have saved, and we can just like say a lot of things in like in a very optimal way. Like it's showing like each process in a very in like a one word, and then you have it being in detail, and then you can also obviously check this out, right? This makes it sure like, oh, this is a Chrome extension that I can install. Like it gives you that idea, right? So yeah, this is like this is quite good. Again, we can just add like that stroke, so the whole identity is also somewhat there. So oops, it didn't add it on this one. Okay, that's great. Perfect. I think this is looking great. This is looking very nice so far. Now comes the next section, which is finally CRM connected on your stack. I think this can still remain the same. Yeah, I don't think this needs like a full rework. It can get a rework, but I don't think it's necessary. We can just slightly improve the copy. So I'm just going to keep it pretty much the same. But yeah, the heading definitely needs to go. It's not looking that good. Okay, it's looking odd. Let's make it like this. And then we'll simply improve the heading of this. I'm going to give this to Claude again to get its feedback first. So let's go and paste it. I think the heading of the section can definitely be improved. Even the description, I think it can be made more clear. Yeah, because right now heading, it's very obvious. It just sounds very lame. We want to make sure the end user understands these four value propositions very well. Fits into how you already work. Yeah, this is perfect. I think I haven't even read the other ones. Plug in everything, miss nothing, build to fit inside your existing stack. This is also good. Your stack connected, connects to everything controlled by you. Build. I think this is fine because fork. I don't think we need to keep yelling forks again and again. So we can just go with fits into how you already work. Let's go with this. I'm gonna get the same heading. Yeah, right now as you can see, there are 99 plus descriptions. This is mentioning tens of integration. So yeah, this is what was looking very odd. Like, why is it 99 there? Or we can just say 100 plus integrations, right? Like, why 99? Really sorry for that. Okay. That's what your team works with. Shape the exact data model your business needs. Build the exact structure your team works with. Yeah, I think this is fine because we are talking about how you already work with. So I think the conversation should be more around it. Okay, I think this is perfect. So let's just fix the line height. I think it's a bit too much for now. Yeah, I think this is fine now. Let's make this hug content. Perfect. Wow. Just see, just the small change, it just makes it look and sound like more on brand, and it just makes it so easy for the end user to understand. I hope I'm in the frame. Oh wait, actually I've been sitting on the other side. It's fine. Okay, I think this is perfect. My design senses are just like, oh, let's fix this also. But yeah, I think this is fine for now. Perfect. Let's look at what's next for this. Yeah, I think the testimony is fine. They have great testimony. They also have videos. So I don't even need to touch it. I'm just gonna use the same exact thing with maybe like a heading can be added in the center. Perfect. So this is also done. And then your data is saved. This is very important. I think this should actually come after this, like after this maybe. I think that will make a lot more sense because safety is something that people will definitely want to uh, learn about once they have seen the whole ecosystem because like the AI is going through your pipeline, right? So that's very important to address that. Oh, everything is safe right after this instead of showing it at the very end, right? So we'll show. So what happens is they visit your product. They see, oh, this is the product. This is like a quick description. Then we have, okay, this is how it works. So now I understand how it works. Now I want to see how the process works. So now I see how the process works. Is this process safe? That's where it can come. It can also come in here, but I think it's a bit too early. But I think that's also a very good way to show it, right? So let's bring it here, and then we'll simply just use all these three logos that are there. I'm going to use the same thing, but we're just going to make it slightly amplify it with the sizing. Your data is safe with us. Your data is safe with us. Wait, one thing we need to make sure is we are not like using all. Okay, so I'm just gonna, because right now, see, they are showing these certification, right? But what exactly do they mean? So I think this is something we can add it in a very creative, not creative, but in a simpler way. So basically, I want to show few check marks because I want to somewhat summarize what the certification means. So maybe in bullet points, in like 1-2 words, we can mention, let's say 4 or 5 bullet points. Yeah, I think we can mention the safety things that we follow. No, these will just be like 4 markers. This won't be for a specific certification. These will be like 5 in general. Hope that made sense. Let's see. Yeah, so for example, like encrypted data transfer. Yeah, this is exactly what I meant. Because in security, it can be slightly more Wait, let's just use, I mean, it should slightly be more explained just so people are sure. I'm going to make it like this, and I'm going to do it like this with, can make it fixed maybe. Yeah, so we have end-to-end description, zero unauthorized data sharing. Maybe we can add all caps on that zero. Also, I think a very good way that they can do it is maybe having a video about this, because I think for a lot of companies, even the users, right, security is something that I don't think anyone wants to compromise on, right? Because at the end, your data is what makes you money. So what they can potentially do is, let me show you. They can have like a call to action with maybe a video just to show like, okay, let's actually ask Claude because I'm not able to figure out what exact call to action we can go with. So I'm thinking with this, we can maybe add a video call to action. I want to understand what do we mention, like how we care about security, something around that. We just have to make it so people are aware that we are very, very responsible when it comes to data handling, and we want to basically make a video out of it, which we can potentially show here. So if they click on this call to action, a video pops up. So what call to action titles I can go with? Give me like 5 best. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think this is nice. What we can do is we will duplicate one of this. I will remove this. Then I'm going to pair this with call to action. Watch how folk protects your data. So I think this will definitely, this is a very small thing, but I think it matters a lot to basically every big company that they're targeting. So we'll just make it low opacity and watch how. And then, we can just add like a video icon. So I'm going to type video. Actually, play icon. Okay, perfect. So now we have pretty much everything we need. Even security is properly defined now, so that's perfect. And we need like slight rounded edges because that's what we are following across. So maybe 8. This can still be improved, but I'm not going to get into too much for now, since this is like a demo of how I work. And after that, we have this, and then we can simply like just end it, right? We don't need a lot after this. Like everything is properly explained. They can obviously always go to other pages if they want to. And yeah, like let's see what we can go for a final call to action. But I'm obviously going to be adding this because I like how I think they've put a lot of work into this, and this also looks good, but I think it's best fitting at the end. I'm gonna add this footer also, the same one. Let's take it here. I'm gonna make it like this, bring it on top, make it, just making sure nothing else is affected because of this. And let's actually add a frame because I think we need a bit more space on the top, and I'm gonna be taking this to the bottom. So yeah, now we can add more. Let's add auto layout. So yeah, now everything is perfect. Yes, I'm really happy with like how this is coming out. So let's just use like the following only, and we're just gonna change the heading. Let's add it here. And then let's increase some of the size so it doesn't look very crammed up. We obviously also need FAQ, so that's something I can also I don't think I need to make like a design out of it. So that FAQ can also come in. But yeah, this is there, and then we can just end it. I'm just gonna type what is like the best call to action, like the final call to action I can give with a description, and yeah, that's mainly what I need. Give me like 5 or maybe 3 heading and 3 description options. I honestly don't like them. No, they just sound very awful. Like I want something more enterprisey. I'm also going to be adding the page image so you can kind of understand the language we're going with. Wait, let me just remove this so this doesn't. Okay, actually, let's just keep it like that. So can you have to keep giving Claude sometimes like context so it doesn't like goes into like a different direction. So let's just paste this and see what it spits out. Yeah, I love this relationship intelligence built for your entire team. I don't think we need a full stop. Yeah, I think this is fine. Join 4000. They haven't shown like the image of the logo, so I'm not sure how can we do that. Then maybe like a logo section can come in here, like right after this. Actually, after security, yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. Or maybe after this also, I think it will work because anyways you can show logos here also, right? This is also fine. But I think one thing we will also have to add is like this agents that they have. And also, I'm not sure why they are not showing agents on their main landing page because like agent is like such a big innovation in AI, and since they definitely show AI on their landing page, they need to add these agents, because even if you take a look, right, um, if I show it to you, yeah, so this can like be a totally different positioning, right? And they also have this. So yeah, I think a better option should be to for just them to show this video to them if they like click on it. So yeah, I think that will also work, because videos are always more engaging compared to like just a just a blog page or any update page, right? So let's take this slightly down. I'm going to be using the same one because again, this is mainly just to give them a better layout, right? Okay, perfect. So now what happens is, so let's actually summarize now. I think this should be enough for the video. I hope you had like a lot of learning. Now let's see how it works. So someone visits their page. They read through, oh, this is what the CRM does. Only CRM built for relationships, not deals. Actually, wait, I think we need to slightly change the heading. I don't know, my gut is saying like we can do something more better. Let's actually go to Claude again. I think the headline needs more improvement. It's just not hitting right. I think it's quite obvious, right? We need to make it so it makes the audience want to scroll further. We don't have to be very casual. We need the enterprise tone, but that wow factor needs to come in. Suggest me like 10 different angles that we can go with. And I'm talking about different angles, not like one angle. So you can feel free to be very like as creative as you want, but make sure the tone is enterprisey, professional. Let's see what Claude gives us. Also extended thinking on, so hopefully. No, this is like too much. I don't want the killed keywords to be there. For CMR team, won't demand CRM structure for the modern revenue team. Every contract, every conversation, every deal, one system. The team spends 4 hours, no, built for teams who sell through relationships. This is what CRM was always supposed to be. I also have another idea what can be done. Just something very like fictional. But I think this is a nice concept. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So I think this just looks very, obviously this can be improved in design. This isn't like the best looking thing ever. We can use better arrow library for that. And we can maybe use caveat font. Maybe it'll look too much. No, it's looking too much. And that's fine. You can go with something like this also. I think this is also really strong of a concept. This is what CRM was always supposed to be. Experienced folk with like no login. Let's make it like this. No login required. And then, yeah, just to kind of remove that friction. So even people can understand, oh, this is how it works. And then what it does in a nutshell, I love this illustration that they're going with. And then you have all the process. This is basically the process. And then the security that comes with it, like it's very easy for them to fit, for you to fit this with your workflow. Removes that objection. Yeah, objection is the right keyword. And then you just get started. Obviously, there can be more refinement done, but this is the best I can do in the audit. And another thing I forgot is adding a stroke to all this so it looks on brand. Let's add a stroke, and let's also add a stroke on this and then this. Right? I mean, they're not using any rounded corners, so I think that is the one thing I missed. But again, I think we can just fix that up quickly. So anyways, guys, this was it for the video. What do you think like this whole page looks like? I'll probably provide a Figma file. You can just comment down if you want it. I'll send it to you. But yeah, I think this is like, let me actually make before and after so you can see it properly. It's a mess, but I hope you're able to. So now I can see I think the right side just looks a lot more cleaner, a lot more informational without looking super colorful, like too many things at the same time. And yeah, I think it looks a lot more consistent. So let me know, guys, what do you think? And I'll see you in the next video.